Losing a home is hard. Losing home to a wildfire is heartbreaking. But losing a home to a wildfire without insurance, that is life-shattering. And in Los Angeles, it is grim reality. Just months ago, thousands had their insurance cancelled. Why is that? Why are so many homes in LA uninsured? To understand that, let's look at the State Farm. State Farm is a major US property insurance provider. It is also the biggest insurer in the region, in Los Angeles. In this place alone, State Farm covers around 250,000 homes, but here's the problem. Last year, State Farm began pulling back. It cancelled 30,000 insurance policies. In Pacific Palisades, 1,600 policies, 1,600 policies were dropped. Now this neighborhood has around 9,000 residential units. The median value of a house is around $3.1 million, so it's an expensive neighborhood. And this matters because now these expensive homes have been gutted. Pacific Palisades is one of the areas hardest hit by the wildfires, so all those expensive homes are gone without an insurance cover. And State Farm is not the only one. The other major insurers are also stepping away, leaving thousands of people vulnerable in wildlife-prone areas. Between 2020 and 2022, insurers refused to renew 2.8 million policies. 2.8 million, over a half million were in Los Angeles. Those who did not get their policies cancelled had it even harder. Let me show you this report from the LA Times. One homeowner initially paid $4,500 for insurance, but at the time of renewal, the renewal of the policy, he was given a new quote, this time for $18,000. This was the new insurance amount, $18,000, almost 4 times what he had initially paid. So it is between the devil and the deep blue sea, either cancelled insurance or exorbitant rates. What explains this trend? In recent years, insurance companies have changed the way they work. Most of them use sophisticated modeling and even artificial intelligence. They can map out the risk of wildfires. Usually, insurance companies cannot cancel policies arbitrarily, but if the risk rises, significant policies can be dropped. And climate change has increased the risk of fires. So in Los Angeles, policies were dropped. Like flies, from a company's point of view, the idea was to maximize profit. They don't want to pay for damages. They don't want to pay the cost of disaster like the current wildfires in Los Angeles. Take State Farm, for example. In 2020, its losses were $6.7 billion. In 2023, it was around $6.3 billion. So scaling back policies meant fewer losses, but where does this leave the residents? Many of them only had the resort, the FAIR PL plan, Plan FAIR. It stands for Fair Access to Insurance Requirements. FAIR is funded by California's private home insurance. It offers only limited coverage, yet thousands of people opted for it. In 2020, 1.4 million residents depended on FAIR. That number went up to 2.7 million in 2023. So more and more people are resorting to this insurance. And this has left the insurers in trouble. It faces a potential loss of $311 billion. All of this raises one question. What could Los Angeles have done better? For one, insurance policies need a complete overhaul. It's not just about mandating coverage, it is about balancing risk and responsibilities. Insurers should be incentivized to stay in wildlife-prone areas. Government must have risk sharing mechanism so that the financial burden does not fall on one party. California seems to have realized it now. The state now mandates insurers to provide coverage in wildfire-prone areas. This is a new regulation, attempts to give residents access to more insurance options. Of course, it's a step in the right direction, but it is too late for homeowners who have already lost everything. It is late, but for the rest, it could provide a lifeline. Because when a home burns, it is not just a property, it is lives and futures at stake.